and I want that U.S. title. Rey Mysterio, I already beat you once, brother, and I'm coming for that U.S. championship. Let's go!
Okay, so I was expecting Logan to call out perhaps, I don't know, Tommy Fury or an MMA fighter, someone like that, but he ended up calling out one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time, the current United States champion of World Wrestling Entertainment, Mr. 619, the Hall of Famer. He was just inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame back in April, right before WrestleMania 39, where he fought his son, Dominik Mysterio, who's doing incredible things. And so he had that on his mind. The next WWE pay-per-view is on November 4th in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, the week after the big Francis Ngannou versus Tyson Fury fight. And wouldn't you know it, the legend himself is actually in studio right now. What an absolute honor this is. Holy smokes. Oh my God. I need to bow down to my guy, Rey Mysterio, in the flesh, the champion. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. This is incredible. Look at that belt.
Put this right here.
Man, we couldn't have scripted this any better, Ray. He calls you out and you're in studio.
Wow, I was shocked when I heard that.
Were you? Well, we're going to get it to all that. It's so nice to see you, my friend.
Man, thank you.
This is amazing. I've been great. You smell fantastic, by the way. This is incredible. Okay, this is so great. Welcome to our home. This is our home here. We got all our little tchotchkes. We got Raul. Well, no, that's actually Virna Janjiroba.
Oh.
Yes. Someone else, but that's a good call. Dillon made the same, I guess, statement. But I know he's your boy. Yeah. I know he's your boy, and we're going to talk about all of that. Yes, I saw the photo that you posted after his big win. Yeah. But how about Saturday night? Okay, so let me ask you this. Logan's fighting. I know you were at a house show, right?
Actually, I was home.
You were home?
I had just flown home that morning.
Okay.
And I was ready to watch the fight because I wanted to see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were watching?
Yes, I was.
Okay. He wins his fight. Can I ask, what did you make of the fight?
I thought Dillon was going to put up more of a fight.
Yeah.
I mean, he threw a couple swings in between rounds that I thought, okay, this is the round where he picks it up.
Yeah.
And it just never did. You know, I was shocked more than anything.
Disappointing? Because of all the talk and the build-up and all that stuff?
Yeah, I did think that it was going to be more of a fight. And, you know, Logan was all over him.
I mean, really, like, there was nothing.
Yeah, it was nothing.
Even like the stuff at the end, like there was more fighting. What did I think, or why?
Why did you think? Because I was hearing your commentary.
Yeah. The voice was struggling there. Yeah, with Coach and Todd Grisham.
Yeah.
I think that his game plan was to tire out Logan early on. Let him unload. He thinks that he's too big. He's got too many muscles, all that stuff. And then come the third round, fourth round, fifth round, pour it on. The problem was, I think he felt his power in the closing seconds of the second round. And then I think he just said, I want nothing to do with this. And then I think he was just trying to create like a moment, a meme, if you will. Right? He was doing the MMA stuff. And then it got a little silly, in my opinion. Like going back on his back and going for the guillotine. That to me is just like, you talked a lot of shit leading up to this.
Yes, he did.
At least go for broke. And I think he really didn't want to get knocked out. Because you know how it is. Like, that picture is going to be posted everywhere. That video will be posted everywhere, and he has to live with that. And so I think now what he's saying is, oh, I didn't have a coach. I didn't have a training camp. I didn't have anyone guiding me. I'm a jiu-jitsu guy. But I survived.
And that's what I didn't follow. His training prior to the fight. I don't know how he prepped up for this fight.
No. But he had no boxing coach in his corner.
Wow.
He just had 3 MMA fighters.
Wow.
He had no team.
That's crazy.
But he's known about this fight for a long time.
Of course.
You know? And he made it very personal. You think that's family stuff?
At points, I said, okay, are they making us want to pick up this fight and watch it, or is he really going overboard? And it was pretty deep.
Yes.
It was pretty deep. I kind of put myself in Logan's shoes. If that was my girl or my fiance, So,
but it was interesting. He said he forgave him. He
was
like
right
very
before the
zen.
fight. Yes.
And even as they did the face-off, he kept mouthing, "I forgive you. I forgive you." And I thought that was really interesting to see, because I think he had to do that, because otherwise he would want to like rip his head off. Someone's talking about and then he got hit in the head with the microphone.
Yes.
I mean, this thing, do you like, I know you're a fight fan.
Yeah.
You like this crossover boxing world, influencer boxing world?
I like it when it doesn't get too heavy. I like the smack talk. But obviously this felt like very, very deep. To a certain extent, okay, it's cool, but there's got to be limits.
Right.
I imagine. You know, talk smack about my performance or my losses or whatever. But when you mess with the family, you know you got to put up a defense.
But also, you've been watching fighting for a long time. You know what you're buying when you buy this pay-per-view, right?
Right.
You know you're not getting Spence Crawford, I would imagine.
Course.
Or
Of course.
Right?
Yes.
That's the part that confuses me. It's like I see people complaining afterwards. Like,
No.
these are novice fighters.
Yeah.
They're amateur
and
fighters.
It's 6 rounds, too. So
6 rounds,
yeah.
all that stuff. So then he wins, and I'm in the ring with him, and I think he's going to call out another boxer, say I'm going back to WWE, but he calls you out specifically.
Yeah.
Says he wants that U.S. title right there.
He said, if correct me if I'm wrong, but he says, I have my eye on someone and something.
Yes.
He said, that U.S. title, Rey Mysterio. So I was like,
What was your reaction?
I was like, what did he just say? No way. And I had to rewind it to make sure. And yeah, he did. He called me out. I was like, okay, I'm not hard to find. You can find me every Friday night on SmackDown.
That's right.
So I can't wait to see what he has to say.
Why do you think he called you out specifically?
I think personally because he's been doing really good in the ring. He just won a fight, so his octane level is at a peak, and his adrenaline's going. So I think he felt very comfortable. Now the question is, will he be comfortable whenever we decide to make this match?
He's a big boy.
He is.
Do you think he looks at you as like, okay, this will be, smaller guy. This could be a bit of a, for lack of a better word, easier challenge than...
I mean, I've been fighting bigger guys my whole life, so I don't see why he would see it that way. But I do believe that he has trust in his growth inside a wrestling ring. Look at the performance he put against Ricochet.
Yeah.
Incredible. I had to tip my mask off to that match. It was really good. And then the one prior to that against Roman. So I think he now wants to make a statement in WWE, and he wants to carry gold.
So you've been impressed with his maturation, better than you thought?
Yes, yeah, no, really. I think he's grown.
You were in there with him at the very beginning.
I had his first match, my son and I versus The Miz and him.
Yeah.
Now, he did mention something that I got to correct him because he said, I already beat you once. And I think he's mistaken because the one that beat me was The Miz.
Right, that's true.
So if Miz wouldn't have saved the day in that match, Dom and I would have pinned him.
That was April of 2021. Do you think he has improved? Like, has he exceeded your expectations in terms of...
That was actually last year. 22?
Sorry, 2022.
Yeah,
yes, that's right. We're in
Texas.
Yeah. It was the Double Night in Texas.
It feels like WrestleMania was last year, right?
I know, exactly.
Yeah.
It feels like we're already in Philly for 40.
Yeah.
Has he improved more than you thought he was going to in what, a year and change?
I see his growth and his improvement, especially after having the match against Roman.
Yeah.
And then this last match, like, he can adapt to any style, which is crazy. Not a lot of guys can come into our world and perform the way they perform, like Logan and like Bad Bunny in a way.
Yeah.
They pick up the beat right away. So it's shocking, but not scary.
Okay.
Yeah.
He takes some crazy risks, though.
He does.
I was in London for Money in the Bank, and he went through the table, and I thought he may have broken his neck. He was on the ropes, and they did the spot. I think it was with Ricochet, or even the move with Ricochet at Royal Rumble, the springboard, right? And then the way he fell.
Yes. Yeah.
He
does some crazy bumps. I remember seeing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were out the second rope.
Yes.
Did like a Spanish fly, I believe, to the outside. Yeah.
That's some scary stuff.
Yeah. Yes, it is. So he's a risk taker.
He's a risk taker, but is he taking too many risks? Does he have to chill out a little bit?
No, he can keep going.
Okay.
He do whatever you want.
Okay.
Do whatever you want, Logan.
Yes. Beat yourself up.
Yeah, please do.
So is this happening? Is this a done deal or not quite yet? You versus him?
I'm going to see what he has to say on Friday. You know, we're going to have to tune in this Friday night on SmackDown because he called me out and I responded, but now we're going to face each other. And I got to hear what he has to say.
Will you both be on SmackDown this Friday?
Yes, we will.
Okay. A little face-to-face?
Yeah.
Do you need me there to conduct it?
That would be great.
I was doing
I'll tell you what, that would be, whatever he has to say.
Can you put in a good word with...
After that, then we do, whenever we call out the match, then we do a face-to-face.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Let's do it.
You know I got great respect for you and the business.
Yes, thank you.
Got to do some bits. Okay, that would be exciting. Okay, so that's this Friday.
This Friday.
By the way, why are you in New York? Is it just to talk to me? Did
Yeah,
you fly in because
that's
you needed the platform?
I needed,
you needed the
to
microphone.
I needed to get this out. And I needed to make
you
sure
said,
that
screw Monday Night Raw. I need to come on the bigger show and actually respond to this
course.
knucklehead.
And I need to get Ariel to do the face-off with Logan and me.
Thank you. Put in a good word with Paul,
You know I will.
Nick, everyone, the whole crew. Okay, and so there. I was just mentioning there is a big pay-per-view coming up in Saudi Arabia.
Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
November 4th.
That's November 4th.
So that's a potential, but nothing done at the
Nothing
moment.
set in stone yet.
Okay.
We got Crown Jewel, then of course we have Survivor Series coming up after that.
Okay, so there's two.
You know, I'm not a guy that says no. I love taking challenges, so I'm all in for this match whenever you want to set it up.
Okay. By the way, you know, you have everyone's respect. Everyone loves you, and you could be done now. You're almost 49 years old in December, right? Yeah. It's unbelievable. And I want to get into that in a moment. But when he first came in, I know how it is sometimes. Like the locker room maybe isn't warm to accepting, and some people come in and they don't know the politics, if you will, and all that. What was it like when he first came in? Did you feel like people, accepted him with open arms, or was it a bit of a,
I think the buzz was like a little standoffish, a little cold, but I think slowly the more he was around and the more we saw he was taking this to heart, then we started to give that respect. And that's how it is. You embrace, people that walk in from another world into our sport. That happens in any sport, I would believe.
Right.
So, but he has gained the respect of all of us. And, we see his work. We see how much he appreciates, and we see what he puts in to go out there and perform.
Wrestling is a little bit different, though, because it's not like as a celebrity, Logan could go play for the New York Knicks. Mm-hmm. But like him, Bad Bunny, McAfee to a degree, like they come in.
All three guys that you just mentioned,
Killed it, right?
Wow.
Killed it.
Like 34 years to get to where I'm at, and just to kind of pick up the growth and learn from, all the superstars or luchadores that I've wrestled throughout my life. And these guys have had maybe 3-4 matches, and at the level that they're at and how they're performing, like that is amazing.
Blows me away. Yeah. It's almost like they make it too easy. Like I know how hard it is.
Yeah.
And these guys are flipping, like Bad Bunny doing what he's doing.
Yeah, crazy.
I don't even know how they have the time to prepare.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this guy is one of the biggest artists on the planet.
Yeah.
How does he learn this stuff?
Well, that's what speaks highly of the person, that he takes the time to learn the craft, whether it's 1, 3, 4 months, like back to back, to understand exactly what he's doing. So you got to give respect to that.
Puerto Rico was nuts.
Oh my God!
That crowd was unbelievable. That might have been one.
You were there, right?
I wasn't. I
No,
was
you
watching.
weren't. Okay.
I was in Montreal, and I thought Montreal was one of the best crowds of the year. Elimination Chamber was Sammy.
Yep.
And then I saw the Puerto Rico crowd. I was watching it from home, and they're doing like uno dos for all the near falls.
Yes.
And then when you guys came out, and then when he came out,
Blew the roof off. Savio.
Yes.
And then Carlito.
Yes.
Wow. And now we have Carlito.
Carlito back.
Yeah.
Is he back full time?
I believe so. Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to recruit him into the LWO.
Okay. Whose idea was it to bring back the LWO?
It was so the feeling was already there.
Okay.
Something that it's a representation of Eddie and what he represented to this profession, So it was good that it came in at this time. It was a little bit later than what we thought.
Okay.
But the fact that it's here and that the people accepted it and embraced it was unbelievable, man. And Santos is such a good guy.
Yes.
I grew up wrestling with his father. He says he was a kid when he met me the first time. This was in maybe 92, 93. And his father told him, "You see that kid right there? He's gonna be a great one day."
Wow.
And for him to now be in the same ring with me, like I respect that to the fullest. You have no idea.
I know it was just Eddie's birthday a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
What is that day like for you?
Man, it's always hard to reminisce on anything that has to do with Eddie, But overall, I feel very fortunate and blessed to still make a connection with the fans and, in a way or sense, represent his name when I step into the ring every time, because they just, even though we feuded before he passed, there was a bond there that was incredible, and people understood that, and they felt it just like we did.
I think you were telling Logan on his podcast back in April when you were on Impulsive that it was only just a couple of years ago that you went to his grave for the first time.
Yeah.
Why did you, I mean, like, we're talking like 14 years or something you waited, right?
That was Royal Rumble 2019.
Yeah.
In Phoenix.
Yeah, and I think he passed in '05 or something?
Yes.
Yeah, so why did you wait so long?
I couldn't do it. I would rather, it broke my heart that day.
Sure.
But it was very hard for me being at the funeral and seeing him and the burial. And then shortly after that, a day or two, I have to go on tour. And then interact with the fans and see the signs and the Eddie chants. Like, that was very emotional for that period of time. So I just wanted to keep the memory in my heart, in my head, and remember him, how the good times that we had. But for some reason, in 2019, I said, okay, I think it might be time. And we did it, and it was very hard.
Yeah.
Very, very hard. Yeah.
Where's
very
he buried?
emotional moment. In Phoenix.
Okay.
Yeah, Phoenix, Arizona.
And what was that like when you went there?
It was hard. I just, all your memories just kind of start flashing in your head, and the good moments and the moments you had in the ring every time you traveled. The first time I met him, I was 12, 13 years old, and I was just a fan, and seeing him by my uncle's side wrestling together, like, I never thought we would have such a rich history and brotherhood like we did.
Last time I spoke to you was in July of 2022, right before Money in the Bank in Las Vegas.
Vegas, yeah.
Yeah, and you gifted me that mask, which is like one of my...
I hope you haven't sold it.
Absolutely, yeah, right. Imagine you see that on eBay.
Hey, I
Holy
give that to Ariel.
I would hope you would never speak to me again if I ever did that. No, I have it in a very special place. It really meant a lot to me.
Thank you.
And that day, when we did the interview, your son, Dominik, was in the room, just kind of off to the side.
Yeah.
And I just asked, like, would you ever wrestle, but you guys were in a very good place.
That was 2000 what?
22, like
22.
Not this summer, the previous summer.
Yes,
2 months later was Cardiff.
Oh,
Literally
wow.
2 months later.
Oh, wow.
And then everything changed.
Wow.
But come on, Ray, we got to talk about this. Like, your son is not just a superstar. Like, he is a megastar. The heat that he gets, his presence, the way he speaks, the way he acts, the way he wrestles now.
Yeah.
Like, I just asked you about Logan's maturation and evolution. Did you expect this out of him this soon?
No. So when I spoke about his improvement and his growth, Logan, like, to see how fast he's picked up, I see the same thing in my son. Like, I'll be sitting at home. I'm a SmackDown guy, so Mondays I'm home. I'll sit down with my wife. We'll watch Raw together. And we see our son come out, and we see the connection he has with the fans, and it's mind-blowing. And to see his growth week after week after week for the past year and a couple months, since he did the turn, it's unbelievable. Like, I'm in awe every time I see it. And, when you connect with the fans, whether they love you or hate you, that's what you need. And he's getting it. He understands it.
God.
There's an instinct there that he feeds off, and he does what he feels is the right thing to do in that moment. And if it was wrong and somebody corrects him afterwards, he'll learn. He's like a little sponge, and then the next time he'll apply it, which I think is cool.
Yes.
But his growth is like, I didn't see this coming so fast.
No, I mean, you saying it speaks volumes. I have heard that the best heels are sometimes like the nicest people behind the scenes. Is that accurate? Because I've met your son, with all due respect, I hope, like, he is a sweetheart. And then I see him, and I'm like, golly, this guy is pissing people off. Is that true? Is it just easier for the nicest people to be the biggest assholes?
Kids are always great and behave proper outside the house. But at home, they're assholes with mom, with dad.
That's true,
with sister.
Right.
And that's how Dom is. He's a very well educated kid outside, and he understands our business, because our business is special. And there's a level of respect that you always have to maintain. I don't know if him being around this his whole life, growing up, with the angle when he was 7 years old with Eddie, like, all of that, it's stored in his brain and in his heart. And he saw me do all these things that now he picked up. So I don't need to tell him anything anymore. He learned, and he knows what he needs to do. He knows how to behave. And overall, not even outside of the locker room, meeting other people, he's just genuinely a great kid. But in the ring, oh my God.
I know you've had your differences, but like, could you describe as a father what it's like to watch him do this now? What is that in your business? You're a legend, and you're still active and killing it, and you're a champion. And to see your son do this on television, become the star that he is, he's not a bit player on Raw. He is like one of the faces of Raw now and the business.
Yeah.
What is that like for you as a dad?
This is me speaking as Oscar and not
Yes,
Rey.
of course.
It's unbelievable. Like, again, to see how fast he's been learning and growing and how he connects with the audience is like, wow, this is, like, I had that at one point, and maybe I still do, you know, but the good side. Like, I love the chants and the cheers and the ovation, and he's the complete opposite. For him to be able to start mastering that now with only 1 year as a heel, I can't even imagine what it's gonna be like in 3-4 years. You know, he's not even at his peak yet. So it is shocking, and my pride is over the roof. And I tell him, you know.
Is it better for him that he's not on the same show as you?
Yeah.
Just so that he can, or is it better if you were, would you have preferred?
Well, let me tell you this, it was very pressuring for him by my side, and he had to deliver to a certain expectation that the moment we separated, it's like, man, I'm a new person now. And you saw what happened. You know, he kind of learned on his own and asking others, and others giving him advice. I wasn't by his side anymore. I would only let him know when he would do good, and when he would do bad, I kind of stepped away. So I would let other people take care of that situation.
Okay.
But yeah, man, he's been killing it, I gotta say.
Well, I was there in LA when you guys had your match. It was a great match. But again, I maybe it's because I'm a dad now too, and I'm not that much younger than you. I'm 41, and I just was thinking, like, I can't imagine competing against my son. My son's a lot younger than Dom. He's 11.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, what is that like? What was that like? Could you even possibly describe what that weekend was like, and then just actually the moment that you're in the ring together?
So I remember we talked about it when I saw you the first time, right?
Yeah.
In Vegas.
Yeah.
And we kind of, you know, would be cool, yeah.
Yeah, it would be cool, yeah.
We talked about it, my son and I, when he started training, when I saw that there was something there that he had. And I said, imagine the day that we get to face each other. Then he's signed with WWE, and he's thrown in the ring right away, and 2 years go by really fast. We become tag team champions, and it was like first time ever, father and son. And then all of a sudden he turns into a bad guy. He's a heel. And he's getting all this great reaction from the fans that the moment of WrestleMania this year, it happened so fast that I didn't see it coming that quick.
Okay.
But I was able to enjoy it, soak it in, and live the moment. Because we don't get to do that sometimes, because we're so much on the run that I was able to, and I even told my son, I said, hey, just kick back, enjoy this moment, feel it, because you don't know if it's gonna happen again, but this is very special because this is the first time. So I'm pretty sure he enjoyed it too.
Would you have preferred if there was a longer build?
Oh no.
Okay, you were happy.
The moment was there, and the place was the right place.
Yeah.
You know, that's my backyard, LA.
But it's not done though, right? I feel like
not.
Okay. I feel like there needs to be some sort of like conclusion to this.
I hope not, yes. I think there's still more to give for both of us.
Hair versus mask match?
And why not?
That would be
I would love that. I don't think we've ever seen that here.
I don't think so.
No, hair versus, imagine him bald.
Yes.
But don't imagine me without the mask.
No.
You already know.
I forgot about it. I already erased it. Whenever your retirement match happens in 10, 15, 20, 30 years, it has to be against him, right?
I'm sure he's on the radar to possibly have, whether it's a retirement match or whether it's a hair versus mask match.
Okay.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I would love to do that.
But if you want to give me credit, you could go to the bosses and say Helwani came up with
pitched it. And please have him be the guest referee.
How are you doing this at 49? You can argue that you're just as popular now as you were 20 years ago, and you're just as active, and you're performing just as well. How is this possible?
So I was talking about this earlier. The moment I started to take care of my body more and listen to it and learn what methods are the correct ones to still be able to perform at the level that I've been performing, obviously stem cells has the majority to do with it. But overall, I invested on a cold plunge. I invested on infrared sauna, red light therapy, just what LeBron does to his body. Invest in your body so it can perform at its highest level.
Bioaccelerator in Colombia. You've been a lot of MMA fighters go there too.
Yeah, that was my first treatment.
Did that kind of open your eyes as to how much better you can get?
Prior to that, I had already tried stem cells before in LA and in Vegas. And I was kind of way ahead of the game before it really came out. But it was very small quantities. Bioaccelerator was the first place that I went that the levels were really high and that my body reacted incredible to it. And then after that, I went to CPI, stem cells in Tijuana, with Joe Rogan and Bravo, Eddie Bravo, talk about it too in their podcast. And incredible place too, so now I've kind of made it a necessity to do it at least once a year. Take care of my body, everything, rest it up for about 2 weeks, and then go back on the road and start doing what you need to do.
Do you think you'll be this active as a 50-year-old?
Wow, that's a year away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know if
I'm hoping.
You're hoping.
Yeah.
Do you have a date or an age where you want to stop?
I thought I did.
What was it?
Yeah, I said 50.
You did say 50.
I did say 50 a while back.
Has that been pushed now?
Yeah.
If you continue to feel this way?
Yeah, if my body keeps responding the way it has, obviously the way that I've been working for the past 34 years, I've modified my work a lot for the best, for the better, but still being able to invest the audience in watching Rey Mysterio.
Of course.
I always like to come up, create moves that fans can say, wow, he's still doing it. So that's part of my growth, and as part of what's been keeping me healthy, to be able to keep doing what I do. Sometimes they tell me, bro, you don't have to keep doing this thing that you slide underneath the rope and hit the ground, but I love doing it. Yeah, it's like I just like doing it. I like giving the fans always something special.
You said in your Hall of Fame speech, your wife has sacrificed so much. Your speech was fantastic, and the part about your wife in particular, of her, sending you money when you were just starting out and putting her dreams aside. Yeah. At some point, do you think she's going to say, like, okay, now it's time for you to come home and take a break here, or is she just not that type of person?
So when I did the Cold as Balls with Kevin.
Yes, I saw that.
We were talking about that, and I told him, because he told me, he said, Ray, you have an incredible life. You have a daughter that's going, Aaliyah just started with UCSD.
Okay.
She's pursuing her medical field.
No wrestling for her.
No wrestling for her, not at the moment.
Okay.
She wants to be a pediatrician. Obviously, Dom is doing what he's doing. And I said the day I retire, the one thing I just want to get back is spend the rest of my time with my wife, because she was always there by my side. Without her, without my stone, my wife, I would not be where I'm at right now. And that's God's truth.
Yeah. And so when does that time come?
So that we're kind of playing it on and she gave me the liberty to say, however you feel, whenever you say it's time, I respect that.
Wow.
So she's that open to it. So I'm hoping that it can be within the next year and a half, 2, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think your daughter will go into the business at any point, or?
It's scary if she does, because she might like it. She's never stepped in the ring.
Oh, wow.
So, and she was in Vegas not too long ago. She's like, Dad, when are you going to take me to go train? Just because I told her, yeah, we'll step in the ring one day. For some reason or another, it hasn't happened. And I think that's just a sign from God saying, don't get her in there, because she's going to like it. I mean, she's...
She'll catch the bug.
Yeah, but this is something crazy, Ariel. So obviously my dream was always to become a professional wrestler, lucha libre, the mask. To see my son now follow in my footsteps is like, wow. And to do what he's doing. My daughter, my wife was pursuing the medical career. And she put it aside to help me.
Yeah.
But now my daughter is going down that path. And like that is
deep.
Yeah,
that is incredible.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Very, very. And she's so dedicated, my daughter, and so smart that I know she's going to do incredible. So
you like when they get involved in angles and stuff like that? Is that fun for you?
I don't mind it, but I give them the liberty to say yes or no.
Okay.
Obviously, when they were younger, it was different. But now that they're older, if you want to be a part of it, and if you don't, please just feel free to say no. But they like it. Okay. They understand my position. They understand the love that WWE has with my family and vice versa. So it's always been a lifelong relationship with the family, with the Mysterios.
Speaking of that Kevin Hart video, I actually watched it this morning. He asked you for your Mount Rushmore, and then he kept interrupting you, but that's Kevin Hart. And you never actually finished.
No,
you gave two.
I threw in like several names after that.
And they cut it out. So I was like, okay, you said Hogan and Flair.
Yeah.
And then I was dying to know the other two.
Yeah.
And we never got the other two.
So I have to throw Eddie in there.
Okay.
Just because Eddie is, like, without Eddie, this whole growth of Lucha Libre would probably be different. You know, even like when Mil Máscaras was part of WWE, it was like big, but it didn't expand. And I wish it would have. So Eddie kind of just opened the doors for all of us. So I said, Hogan, Flair, Eddie, and if I personally have to throw another one, I love The Rock and I love Stone Cold, but I would throw Kurt Angle in there too.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Why him over those guys?
He's just
Taker?
To be, and no, don't get me wrong.
Of course, you have to pick four. It's tough.
Like his Kurt Angle coming from, I guess I have respect for athletes that come from another sport and pick up, and not only pick up, but become incredible at what they do. And they dedicate their life and time into this. So I think that's why I picked Kurt. And then when I wrestled him the first time, it was
magic.
Right away. When I click with people like that, usually they've been in the business for quite some time, or we've been wrestling for quite some time. But him, it was instantly. It was like Eddie and myself, you know, the first time we faced each other.
Do you think that another luchador can have the same kind of success that you have? Like, can the mask, can everything work in today's wrestling world? Or
definitely.
It can?
Yeah.
Is there another one? Is there a guy out there that
I've been watching now Dragon Lee and how he's been growing, and the fact that now he's brought up to SmackDown and is no longer part of NXT, I believe so. You know, he has a lot of potential to grow and be his own person. I've always said it's very hard to duplicate someone. You're never gonna find another Taker, Kane, Eddie, Rey, and the same, you know. I think when Dragon Lee makes his mark, and he will, he's going to become his version of Rey Mysterio.
I thought eventually Dom would wear the mask. Now I feel like that ship has sailed, right?
Yeah, me too.
Do you think he ends up with a mask?
Wow, it's almost like going backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I actually, it's crazy how you have certain images or illusions of how you would like this to happen, but then right there in the moment, things just kind of don't go that way, and you just go with it. So, but yeah, Dom, at the beginning, I was hoping to see him with the mask and represent not as Rey Mysterio, but as Prince Mysterio.
Oh, that was the initial.
That was the idea, yeah.
Wow, and why didn't it happen?
Because everything happened so fast,
right?
And his growth now has happened so fast. From day one, it was so fast. I remember they told him that they wanted him to be a part of, believe it was SummerSlam, during the pandemic, and that's when he had his first match with Seth. That was
summer of 21, right?
Yeah, summer of 21, and I remember telling him, because he said, "Hey, they want me to wrestle," and I was like, "Ooh, I don't think you're ready," and I didn't think at that time that he was ready. I said, but you're a grown man, so you make your decision. If you want to do it, go ahead and do it. But you only have one shot to impress. And he's like, I'm going to take it. Just like that. Like he was going to walk to the park and come back.
Yeah.
And he took the match. And I think from that moment, I should have understood that there was something special you know, from his first day, first match ever. I mean, his first match, and it was in front of no fans, but in front of cameras, and against Seth Rollins. That's big.
Yes, live.
That was really
Can't
big.
mess up.
No.
How nervous were you watching that?
Oh my God. Yeah, very nervous. I was in his corner too.
Yeah.
And but I know how great of a leader Seth is. So I wasn't too nervous. I was nervous for him to do what he needed to do the right way. That's it.
Yeah, it's really. I mean, that was just what 2 and change years ago.
Yep.
Mind blowing.
Yeah, I know.
It really is mind blowing.
Just feels like time is moving so fast.
Yes.
Now.
Oh my God.
I remember as a kid they would say, when you get older, you're gonna feel like everything is going so fast, and they were true. That's right.
True.
Yeah.
By the way, your old friend Edge, Adam Copeland, is now with AEW.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
I was shocked.
Shocked, yeah.
Yes, I was, because we had just spoken a week before that. So, not that I expected him to tell me anything, but I was like, you know,
Kayfabed you?
No, well, we never had, we never had the time to even talk about what was next. I saw him in his last match, and yeah, we'll be in touch, because we call each other every now and then. And next thing you know, I didn't even see. It was on social media the following day, and they were like, "Did you see who popped up?" I was like, "No, what happened?" And they showed me. I was like, "Wow, I did not see that coming." But I imagine he has his reasons on why, and I can't wait to sit down and chop it up with him.
Ultimately, this is good for the business. It's good to have a number two. We like there is no good at number two in MMA right now. There's options,
Right.
But there's no AEW to UFC's WWE.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right, yep.
There is a dominant brand, and there's a number two, you know, trying and
Right.
giving guys option. To me, like I've always been in favor of the athletes having an option.
Of course,
right?
that's always good.
And so I feel like this is good. Do you feel otherwise?
No, I think it's always good to have an option. You know, and if at the end of the day that was his decision and that's what made him feel good, take it. You know, and I would say that about anyone who would have done it. The fact that we have a great connection doesn't mean that we can dictate, you know, what he should want or doesn't want. But overall, it was shocking, because I thought he was gonna re-sign with the company or figure out what he wanted to do, whether movies, because I know he loves acting as well, or stick around for some more time. Yeah, and we're roughly about the same age.
Right. And it felt like he was like a lifer. Like sort of like a taker, like a guy that we always saw with one organization.
Yes, I think that's why it shocked so much, because he was a home guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, now I want to talk to you about your fandom of fighting, because I saw you at the UFC event you were in April in Miami, I believe. The Izzy Alex Pereira
No,
fight?
I missed that one.
Which one were you at? You were at 291, I think it was. Or was it you were at one fight, and it was you and Donald Trump there, and you got like as big of a pop as...
That was in LA. That was Brandon Moreno.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
But like you got as big of a pop as anyone else there, which is amazing, including Donald Trump. And I saw you posted Raul Rosas when he won that Noche UFC event. Did you watch that one?
No, I had to work that night. Yeah,
it was great.
And I was trying to pick it up, but I had horrible signal where we were driving through, so I missed it.
How big of a fan are you of MMA?
I'm a big fan. I'll catch it when I have the time to sit down.
I know it's hard.
Yeah, now that I'm in Vegas, you know, I want to go to more events.
Okay.
Definitely.
Who are some of your favorites? Like, who are some of the guys, like, if they or females who are, if they're competing, you have to watch?
Yeah, Shevchenko.
Yes.
I just saw the last fight she had
Against Alexa Grasso.
Yeah,
Mexican.
incredible. Obviously a Brandon Moreno fan when I watched his trilogy. Incredible. You know, now that we saw Raul get this win that he really needed after the last fight he had. You know, but overall, I grew up watching more of Cody Garbrandt,
yeah.
like that era.
Okay.
Yes.
TJ Dillashaw.
TJ Dillashaw.
Uriah Faber.
Yes, Uriah Faber.
Okay,
yes,
you like the smaller guys. Shocker.
Yeah, for some reason I like them going because they go hard.
Yeah, I know.
They go very
but
hard.
I mean, you could probably relate to them, right? A little bit more, the smaller guys, or
In a way, Dominic Cruz, you
Yes.
know, Dominic's incredible on the mic too.
yeah,
I love
all the
fact that
bantamweights
he's
you like, all the 135 pounders.
Yes, yeah, that's more of my.
Did you grow up watching boxing too?
Very little.
It was
Very
mainly
little.
wrestling for you.
Mainly wrestling, yeah. But wrestling consumed pretty much the majority of my time.
Really?
Yeah. We traveled so much.
Yeah.
Incredibly, especially in Mexico.
But you know, Mexican boxing is so big, so
Mm-hmm.
many legends. I thought maybe it would be, but lucha libre is so big as well, so
Mm-hmm.
it's easy to just focus on one. And
Oh, funny enough, boxing doesn't have the same hype that it did back in the 90s.
In
you know,
Mexico?
in Mexico.
Okay, yeah.
Because it was very big, especially when we had Chavez around.
Yeah.
You know, so back then it was more of a competition between boxing and wrestling, you know, but wrestling has kind of dominated over the years. We just haven't had any great boxers come out of Mexico. Besides, obviously, Canelo was probably the last one.
How would you rank him right now in terms of popularity in Mexico? Lucha libre, MMA, boxing.
I think there's a fight between lucha libre and MMA, and then boxing.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That MMA has come so far.
Well, you know, it also helped out that AAA brought in Kane as well.
Yeah.
You know, I know Brandon just did something not too long ago in Tijuana. So it's very, very hard. Yeah. I mean, every time we go to Mexico with WWE, we were just there. We sell out. So, and I know UFC does the same.
Yep. Recently, speaking of UFC, WWE and UFC now under the same umbrella, is there anything different about the company now that they're TKO?
Not really. I mean, we haven't seen a big difference yet. Everything is flowing really good. As a matter of fact, you know, everything's been on point. I don't travel as much as I used to, so maybe I'm missing a couple things here and there. But overall, there's a great chemistry and great connection between the roster right now, both Raw, SmackDown, because we're actually doing a lot of mixed interactions with brands. NXT, Raw, and SmackDown,
Yes, that is true.
which I think that's probably one of the things that has changed a little bit. You know, a couple of the superstars from both brands, Raw and SmackDown, going over to NXT.
Is it wild that Vince isn't, you know, the majority owner? Is like
That is wild.
Yeah.
Well, it is wild not to see him. Like, even though we've gotten used to him being there, it's just crazy to go through Gorilla and not seeing him there.
Do you have is he a texter? Like, is he a guy that you could text? Like, he's so larger than life that it's like hard to imagine him doing like regular things.
Yeah.
Is he a guy that you can email with or call or?
I've had texts and emails with him in
Okay.
the past. Not too many, but I have. So I would imagine he is.
Your take on Triple H Paul as like head booker, head of creative. What makes him good at his job?
God, he was part of the roster, so he understands what we do and go through. And I don't think they could have picked a better person to take that role, you know, and he's been doing incredible. You know, from the whole writing team and him and whoever the final person that gives the authorization to say, that's a go, it's been doing really, really good, you know. And to a certain extent, you know, we would have times where things would be changed last minute. Right now, everything's flowing very smooth, very, very smooth, and it's a good atmosphere.
Yeah, it's tough when things are changed last minute, right?
Yeah, well, because, you know, me personally, I know I sometimes stress about matches, and I still get that jittery feeling, you know, nervousness.
After all these years.
you know, I always tell myself, the day I no longer feel that, it's time to go.
Right.
So it's a good thing, because when I go out there, I perform. But everything's been feeling very smooth, so you don't go out there with pressure. You just go out there, focus on what you need to do.
If Triple H said to you, okay, what's your perfect scenario for WrestleMania 40? What do you want to do? What's the match?
40, wow.
What's the story? It's coming up.
So yeah, and I thought about doing Dominik and Rey too.
Okay.
Which
Hair versus mask.
But something would need to be on the line. You know, whether I'm still United States champion or he's still North American champion. something would have to be on the line to make it look or feel like
Bigger.
you have to watch this.
Hair versus mask?
Hair versus mask.
That might be it.
Hair versus mask.
I'm going to be insufferable if they do this, by the way. I'm going to take all the credit. Him bald would be nuts. You without the mask. It's been so long. Like I even try. I remember what you look like because I remember the filthy animals and you coming up. But like it's been so long that it's hard to like kind of see past the mask. You know what I mean?
Which is crazy because every now and then, you know, I'll walk through the airports and if they recognize me, I'll take a picture or sign an autograph, which is weird because before I lost it in WCW, it was something that I protected very much, you know, and I wouldn't do none of that. I would turn away if I saw fans and kind of just ignore. But once I lost it and I wrestled without the mask for a period of time, it was almost like I felt like I started like a new trend. That happened. Well, let me take that back. So I lost the mask and then I was taking pictures without the mask. But then when I signed with WWE and I came back with the mask, then I would take pictures without the mask or the mask if I had it.
Okay.
And that's where I kind of feel like something new started there. Like they already knew who I was. They respected the fact that I lost it. And they still respected the fact that I'm wearing it still, which is unheard of in Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't do that.
If you lose it, you can't put it back on.
No, they like the Wrestling and Boxing Commission would not let you.
Really?
Yes.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
they would say it's not allowed?
You can walk out to the ring with the mask, but before you wrestle, you have to take it off because you're cheating the fans.
Wow.
Yeah.
So did you get flack for putting it back on early on? So like when you came back to WWE or when you signed with WWE back in the day? And then
I only wrestled here with the mask on.
Oh, so that's allowed.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. But now, and obviously times have changed now. That was, what, 99?
Yeah.
And then I signed with WWE in 2002. But I remember going to Mexico for the first time with WWE, with the mask, and they were like, you can't use it. I'm like, come on, but this is my
There's an actual commission that's telling you this?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So what'd you do?
So we came to terms.
Wow.
And they were like, yes, okay.
That is amazing.
Because of the brand and who you represent and what you represent for our people, you good.
Wow.
We give you the blessing.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
I saw you you posted or someone posted like there's this huge mural of you in San Diego.
They just did that, yes.
Wow. Who did that? Like, did you know that they were going to do it?
So I knew that they had done it and they were gonna.
We're looking at it right here. There it is.
Yeah.
You're coming up.
God, one of my homies knows the guy that did he's a tattoo artist.
Look at that.
Incredible, huh?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Have you seen it in person?
No. I haven't been to San Diego recently, so I know my uncle's on there. Matt One.
Wow.
Dom. You know, we just missed one guy, Psychosis.
Ah, yeah.
He would have been good. Yeah.
Legend.
Maybe they can add him in.
What is that like seeing that?
It's awesome. That's awesome, man. Especially in the area that it is. You know, a lot of Latinos there. I mean, that's our backyard.
Right.
You know, it's cool. To see stuff like that just around the world overall is really cool.
It's amazing how I've never heard anyone say anything bad about you. Like there's no, it feels, I know maybe I'm like no enemies in this business where it's very cutthroat and politics. And how have you been able to navigate as a good guy? Like, and I don't mean a good guy as a babyface. I mean as a good person. How is that? Like, what's the secret to that for someone who may be coming up who wants to have a reputation like that and be loved by everyone?
I remember walking into locker rooms like with my uncle when I was just a kid, and I would see the camaraderie and how they all got along. And obviously my parents did a good job on raising me, you know, but overall, I was always taught to respect your elders and anyone in the room when you walk in. And that kind of just stuck with me. Breaking into the business at a very young age, you learn so much and you see how things are done, and it just sticks with you. What's happening to Dom is what happened to me, you know, breaking into the business. And I'm a free spirit too. I'm a good vibe person. I don't condone fighting. I just relax, chill, let's talk it out, you know. So I think that's overall my personality, even at home. When there's a discussion, no, please don't fight. No, whether it's my wife and me or me and my daughter or my son and me, I'm like the peace guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I feel that. And your Root to Fight stuff is tremendous too.
Oh my God.
You rock it all the time.
Oh, I love it.
The one with you and Chavez.
Oh, I love that.
Tremendous.
Yes.
Yeah,
We have a fire jacket that's coming out.
Oh, really?
Before the end of the year. It's almost like a green, like Mexican flag green, with some sarape print on the inside. Ooh,
I have the white one. They came out with the white one.
Very similar.
Okay, yeah,
It's now green though.
Jesse hooks me up.
Yeah,
Jesse
yeah, I
Katz.
loved it. I was just talking to him last night.
Legend.
Yeah.
And you are a legend, my friend. And so,
Thank
in
you.
conclusion, Logan Paul, you have heard his call out. You heard what he had to say. If he wants a piece of that bad boy, he's got to come. There it is.
It's right here.
It's right there. Anything you want to say to Logan before we go?
It's right here, Logan. You know where to find me. I hope I can see you this Friday night on SmackDown, and we can discuss the terms on how you want to do this. I'm always up for a challenge. And yes, you are good, but you're not better than Rey Mysterio.
Let's go. Can't wait. Where's SmackDown this Friday?
Good question.
You don't even know. You're
Man,
you have no idea.
I was in LA yesterday.
Yeah.
And then Friday I was in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So I got home Saturday, and then I flew out Sunday right away.
Jeez,
and then Sunday from LA, took a red eye here today, go back to Vegas, and then fly back out Wednesday.
And at some point you look in your schedule and you're like, oh, I'm going
This
to
is where I gotta
city.
go.
Yes,
Yeah.
That is
Yeah,
unbelievable.
hours before I check in.
Really? That
Yes,
is wild.
sometimes, yes.
What a life, my friend. Massive honor that you
Thank
would
you.
come in
Thank
studio
you.
and visit us with the gold. And I loved it. I threw in the Mr. 619 there
I
on
know
the
you
back.
did.
You saw that.
I know you did.
I could, I didn't want to go to. I didn't know what was going on. There was a lot of people. Dillon, I didn't know if he was going to attack me or whatever.
Yeah.
So
What a crazy ending, huh?
it was crazy.
I did not expect that ending.
No.
Yeah.
And you and Dillon I saw you take a picture with him.
Well, he was at our last show here in at the Garden.
He's a big fan.
Yeah, he's a big fan. And we kind of talked about that moment, him doing the fight, but we didn't really get into detail.
Okay.
And again, I was expecting a lot more, but hey, it is what it is. Now it's time for me to do the job right.
That's right. Finish the job.
Yeah, finish
Or
the
Dillon.
job.
Thank you so much, Ray.
Thank
I really
you.
appreciate it.
Thank
Huge
you.
honor. There he is, the legend,
a
the Hall
swap?
of Famer. Oh, yeah, that'd be nice. You take this one to SmackDown and see if anyone notices. And I'm available, by the way, for that face-to-face. Let them know. Let
I
the
am
powers
putting
that
a
be
word
know.
in for that.
Thanks for watching. We appreciate it very much. Hey, if you like this video, give us the old thumbs up. Subscribe as well. You could get many more of these videos on the channel, so please do that. We would love you forever if you did so.